Hi, welcome to Crazy for Cars TV. I'm your host, Steve Gray. Some of you might remember me from years past. For those of you that don't, a little bit about what Crazy for Cars is. We attend all kinds of car events, race events, car shows, cruise nights, you name it. There's a car show coming up on July 21st. That's a Saturday. The show is from 10 till 3. Trophies will be out at 2 o'clock. Registration is going to start around 9 o'clock. If you want your car on TV, be sure to be at this event. This is a big one. We're going to be there televising this event. It's at Abundant Life Church. For those of you in the area, you remember Three Little Bakers. This is up at the facility where Three Little Bakers golf course, the restaurant, all that used to be. This is that facility. Easy to find. I'm sure many of you have been there before. And one other thing, guys, I've got good news. This is a get out of jail free card with your car show. There's also a craft show going on. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity to bring the wives, girlfriends, daughters, everybody along. This is a family event. There's crafts and cars both. The show's from 10 till 3. Trophies are out at 2 o'clock. Registration starts around 9. Make sure you get there early because there's spots in the shade. You'll not want to miss those. We've talked about previous shows. For those of you that didn't see it in the past, and for those of you that want to relive the past, here's some of the old clips. Frank said he had a car here too. We wanted to take a look at it. It looks like you got a pretty nice GTO here.
Thank you. It's a 66 GTO. It's actually recreation. It's a real nice car. It's got a 455 with ceramic headers, cam, Edelbrock, manifold, and carb. It's really fast. It's manual steering and brakes, so it's an awful lot of fun to drive, especially parallel parking. The car is got some nice flames on it. Has a lot of metallic in the flames. It's all brushed. The sides and the back has all custom brushwork, metallic paint. It's got a 455 rear. It's got a matching engine and 4-speed. It's got a Super T10 4-speed, and it really does get up.
Well, a 4-speed with 455 gears out back?
I'm sorry, 355.
355 gears out back. Okay, that makes it a little bit better for cruising. The 455s that had you over there with the school buses and dump trucks.
Absolutely, yes. It's a car that definitely gets up, and it's a labor of love, this car. I put a lot of money and time into it, and it really does show up well, especially in the sun.
Now, the bigger steering wheel, that helps the parallel parking and that kind of stuff a little bit. At least you don't have like one of the little tiny steering wheels inside with the manual steering.
Exactly. It does, shifting, and with the big steering wheel, it has a easier ratio steering. It's not power steering yet. It does steer okay, and it's a challenge. And going down the road, it's really a tight car. It gets a lot of looks. I even get a lot of waves about it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's a great looking car. Frank, thank you very much again for having us out today. Thanks for showing us your car too.
And thanks for coming out.
Tell us your name. Tell us a little bit about the car.
Scott Wallenitz. It's a 32 Ford replica, small block Chevy.
Now, Scott, I'm sorry.
No, it's all new to me. I got about 7 months on it and 3,500 miles or so.
Scott, you might recognize, has another car that you might have seen him running around, the Monte Carlo.
Yeah, I got a 70 Monte Carlo with a blower on it and an Aero Coupe Monte Carlo.
Oh, I didn't know you had the Aero Coupe as well. Yeah. Now, tell us a little bit more about what we're looking at today.
This is a 32 3-window coupe, suicide doors. That's the way they were. Small block Chevy in it. Its car's all basically brand new. It's tagged as a 32.
It's actually tagged as a 32.
Yes, it's a 32. Yeah.
Now, I looked at this earlier and I thought, well, the paint looks fantastic on this. And I was wrong. It's actually the gel coat, isn't it?
Yeah, the car's still in gel coat. This is actually the color I want the car, so I'm going to leave it like it is. I'm running it without fenders now. It's taking little dinks and dents, and we'll get through it.
It's amazingly straight and finished for the gel coat the way it is right now. What about the motor? What kind of power we make?
330 horse crate engine.
It's a great engine?
Chevy. Yeah, it's good though. The car only weighs like 2,300, 2,400 pounds.
And that's plenty. That's plenty to motivate that along.
Like golf cart on wheels.
That's it.
Pretty much.
That's it. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, it sounded like I thought it was a fun project. I had to do a lot of research to figure out what fits with what, and I used a Torino GT whole convertible roof assembly, and the top part of the sheet metal in the back is Torino to fit in with the Cyclone fenders, and it was 2.5 years of spare time that was completed 95.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. So this wasn't even a convertible that you put the trim on. This is you've done metal work and everything to make it look like this.
Well, I had a rod shop do it. I'm not a welder, but that was my concept. And since then, I've driven it to Dearborn in Connecticut and Tennessee to car shows, and every once in a while I go somewhere local.
What year is this?
It's a 1971.
Now 71. The young people that are looking at the car on TV right now are seeing that interior. That was very in vogue back in the early 70s.
Well, weird patterns, were kind of cool in 70. This is kind of unusual. Most people didn't spring for the extra $32 for a cloth interior, But I thought it sort of went with the whole stripe thing. And, maybe one of these days I'll change something on it. But right now I'm having a lot of fun with it. It
looks fantastic the way it is. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but the paint on this is fantastic. And I'm looking under the hood. I also see this is an air-conditioned car.
Well, you got to have air conditioning if you're driving 1,000 miles to go to a car show.
1,000 miles to drive to a car show. That's fantastic. So many of these cars just sit in the garage and they go to local cruise nights. They don't get driven. 1,000 miles to a car show, that's pretty good. Now, living in Newark, I know you didn't come 1,000 miles to come here.
No, 5, yeah, for this.
Hey, very nice car. Thank you very much for bringing it out.
All right.
The second GTO that was parked side by side we're going to take a look at. I've got the owner here. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from.
My name's Jim Farrow. I'm from Middletown, Delaware.
Oh, just a little ways down the road. Now, what year GTO is this?
This is a 1969.
Now, we were talking about like the first generation, second generation. This is the third generation GTOs, right?
Yes, it is. It's sort of like the Coke bottle shape.
Now, what motor are we running in this one?
400.
Automatic transmission?
Automatic, yes, sir.
Black's a really tough one. It's got to be right or it's wrong. This really looks great. Did you have this done yourself?
Actually, I bought it that way. Yeah, I've had it for about 5 years. I got it at Carlisle, but I had a GTO when I was younger, about when I was 19, and the car originally came out of North Carolina. It has original sheet metal on it.
Now, was this originally a vinyl top car?
Yes, sir.
So triple black. That had to be a pretty rare option.
It sure is. It's got factory air on it. I added the spoiler and the hood tack to it.
Yeah, this is a great looking GTO also. Thank you very much for bringing it out and showing it to us today.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed those events as much as I did. I loved being there. And remember, this is our first show of the season. This is a brand new season for us. For those of you that haven't been out before, bring your car to this event coming up, Abundant Life Church. It's at the old Three Little Bakers facility. Many of you know where it is. It's online. There's an address here right on the screen. Take a look at that. Remember, the hours of the show is from 10 till 3. Trophies are given out at 2 o'clock. And remember, this is not just for the guys. It's a craft show as well. So bring your wives, bring your girlfriends. Don't bring them both. Bring the daughters along if you want. But this is a family event. Craft show, car show, 10 till 3. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Below internet pricing. Below internet pricing. All vacuum cleaners at Steve Soenbach are on sale below internet pricing. Are you tired of smelly vacuums? Steve Soenbach has odorless vacuums. Allergy problems? Steve Soenbach sells all the leading hypoallergenic and HEPA certified vacuum cleaners at discount prices. Pet hair all over the place? Steve has vacuums guaranteed to pick up all that pet hair. Steve Soenbach new vacuum packages include free assembly, free bags, free use and care lesson, free in-store warranty. We service what we sell and prices starting below $59. Why buy your new vacuum anywhere else? That's Steve Soenbach on the Kirkwood Highway.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us today. For those of you that are just tuning in, this is Crazy for Cars TV. We're shooting from my actual shop today. This is my garage that you're seeing in the background. And I want to point out, I want to remind everybody, this is our first show of the new season. We're back. The clips that you just saw were previous episodes. For those of you that are just joining us, stop out. July 21st, it's a Saturday. Abundant Life Church, it's up at the old Three Little Bakers facility. There's going to be a car show and craft show. So this is a great show for the guys to bring your cars out, for the women to look at the crafts. And I know some of you guys like crafts too, but stop out, take a look. The show's from 10 till 3. Trophies are going to be out at 2 o'clock, so it's not going to shoot the whole day. It's a great event. Be sure to come out and see us. We're going to take a look at some more clips of previous episodes, so take a look at those clips now. Hi, I've got the owner here. Tell us your name.
Fred Pahamis. My brother had the car for 25 years, and I took it over in 1978, and I rebuilt it and got it back in 2002. It's a great looking car. You were showing me some pictures before we got started, and you took this all the way apart from the frame all the way up. Yes, I did. Right from down, scratch right on up. It was a basket case.
It didn't look anything like is what it looks now. Now we were talking about why the steering wheels on the right or wrong side, depending on how you look at it, where the globe you are. This was an export car that never made it overseas.
As far as I know, that's what my brother told me. He said that's where he took a pic to find it. It was made here, and to go overseas and never went over. So he found it, and that's what he found in a basket case, and where we put it together. That's got to be a real rare combination. Now, tell us, what year is the car? The 31 Roadster.
The 31 Roadster?
Model A.
And we were talking about, does the top come down? Do you ever put the top down? You've had it down before, but you don't normally keep it down.
Nah, I keep mostly up all the time. We go once in a while, we'll put it down, then we'll put it back up again. That's the first time I had the windshield out.
Yeah, I was going to mention, this was the first time you used the air conditioning up front, right, with the windshield cracked open in the front like that.
Right, that's warm when it's closed.
Now,
wife complains I got the heater on in the summer, and in winter I got the air conditioner on.
It's a great looking car. It's as clean and shiny on the inside as it is on the outside.
Yep, that's the way I keep them. I got a Corvair convertible home, Spider, and it's the same way, clean as a whistle.
I make it to a lot of swap meets, car shows, and like parts places, like up at Carlisle, that sort of thing. The grill shells on these are really even starting to bring big money, even for rough pieces.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what was on it when my brother had it.
Well, this is really nice. I thank you very much for bringing it out and showing it to us today. Okay. Thank you very much. I mean, this is actually a street rod. This is actually a T-bucket. It's a 23T. Bob started with this car. He bought this. It was a school project, actually, when he picked it up. And it didn't look anything like what you see here. It looked like somebody had taken the car and dipped it in yellow paint. I don't think there's any yellow left anywhere. Bob's taken the car apart actually a couple of times. He's gone from like a tunnel ram type setup to now, as you can see, it's got a real healthy blower on top. There's a set of wheelie bars out back. He's had wheelie bars on it before. This is a real set of wheelie bars, and he needs them. It takes a lot of guts to drive this thing, and Bob's got the guts to drive it. The parachute you see on the back, that is a real parachute out back. The car's got a spool in the back, and it takes a lot of effort to drive a car with a spool. A spool locks both wheels together. I mean, there's limits.
Thank you so much. I was, well, we're going to do some sewing on this, but no, it's spool. Now explain that now, Steve.
There's a few. There's solid axle rear ends and independent rear suspensions. The Corvette we're going to look at in a minute. The Viper we're going to look at in a minute. They both got independent rear suspensions. This, like the 62 Corvette we're going to look at next, has a solid axle rear. The Corvette has got a limited slip differential, and that allows one wheel to turn more than the other going around a turn. This car's got a spool, and that locks both wheels together. So the tire actually has to slip when you're going around a turn.
So, in other words, this thing moves.
This moves very fast, and with the torque and the horsepower this is putting out, it really needs
Street legal, though. I mean,
this is absolutely street legal, tagged, 100% street legal. It's actually a really safe car to drive. It's a lot of fun to drive, but it's a very, very fast car. Kevin, tell us a little bit about your Corvette.
It's a 1965. It's got the hard top on it. We obviously made a few changes to it. It actually has a little 358 sprint car motor in it now.
When I walked up, you were wiping it off. You said you're getting off all the winter dust and that sort of thing. This black, it just looks fantastic. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick it up, but the paint on this car is gorgeous.
A lot of time in the garage, kind of rubbing it out. And
Now, the motor's obviously not stock anymore either.
no, sir.
Tell us a little bit about that sprint car motor.
It's 358 cubic inch. Yeah, it sounds healthy.
Yeah, it does.
But we actually took the stock 327 out about 6 or 7 years ago and put this little 358 in it. Dynoed at 564, 500 foot-pounds of torque.
Oh, so it's definitely very healthy. Now, I'm looking at the interior. Those aren't the factory 65 seats either.
Now, the interior, the seats are about the only thing which really changed in there. A couple of bolt-in gauges. Other than that, it's stock interior, or pretty close.
It's a great car. Now, it looks like we've got some slicks on the back. Have you ever run the car?
No, just a couple of white knuckle rides around the block and down the street.
Okay, a little bit of like wink, wink, not on the street, of course, but street racing.
No.
Okay. Well, Kevin, thank you very much for bringing it out today. Thanks for talking to us about it. Thanks for talking over top of the drag racing that's going on behind us.
It's a 54 Packard convertible. That's what they called it. That's what it is. They had an upscale from it called the Caribbean, which is not what this is. This is the standard convertible. However, all the accoutrements, or whatever you want to call it, the amenities of a Packard Caribbean are in this car, including the large engine, the automatic tuning radio, power antenna, power brakes, power steering.
Now, the Caribbean, the other one you're talking about, that one's identifiable because of the painted wheel wells and that sort of thing, right?
Well, yeah, the wheel wells are chrome lined, and also it's a two-tone paint job.
That's right.
Okay, and this one is one solid color, and what makes it two-tone, obviously, is the top.
Okay, now, how long have you had it?
I bought this in 1998. I've had it practically 10 years.
Now, did you do the restoration, or you bought it this way?
It was bought this way, however, the paint job was in very sad shape. It was kind of like crystallized. It was covered with a coating. And it took me about probably 2 years to get all that off. And then last year I had it buffed.
Well, it looks fantastic. It really does.
I was really surprised at how well the paint came up. That paint job is over 30 years old now.
Now tell us a little, wow, 30 years. Now tell us a little bit about Packard and what a little bit about Packard history.
Well, Packard Motor Car Company started in 1899. Their actual last production car as a Packard was in 1956. Up until that time, they were considered one of the finest cars, not only in the nation, in the United States, but in the world.
Those are some great shows from the past. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I enjoyed being there. I enjoy seeing all these cars. And if you've seen these shows, we don't just shoot a lot of the high-end, high-dollar stuff. These are regular cars, regular car guys, regular stuff, the stuff that you're going to see at the local events. That's the stuff that I like best. I think that's the stuff that a lot of you like the best too. We're going to go take a look at some commercials. Don't go away. We've got more clips from the past coming up. And remember, this is our first show of the new season. Get your car out to this event at Abundant Life Church. Your car will be on this show and probably on future episodes of Flashback TV like this.
Always Best Care specializes in helping seniors who wish to remain in their home but need assistance. Our flexible care programs vary from hourly to live-in. Simply put, we're there when you need us. And Always Best Care is a DHS-approved Medicaid provider. Call today and we'll meet with you to develop a personalized care plan. Always Best Care Senior Services. Doing more, caring more, and dedicated to exceeding your expectations always.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. For those of you who got here late, this is Crazy for Cars TV. I want to remind everybody, our first show that we're going to shoot for the new season, this is kind of our first show, but our first show out on location is going to be at Abundant Life Church up at Three Little Bakers facility. It's both a car show and a craft show. We might shoot a little bit of the craft show, but it's going to be a car show. Bring your cars out. We need to put your car on our TV show. If you want your car on TV, bring it out. I'm looking forward to seeing it. We want to see some new stuff. We saw a lot of the same cars over the years at the cruise nights and the car shows. Let's see some new stuff. Bring your cars out. The information for the show is on the screen, so we hope to see you there. We're going to take a look at some more previous episodes. Don't go away. Check these shows out. I hope you enjoy them as much as I enjoyed shooting them.
Yes, I'm Michael McNeil. I'm from Bowie, Maryland. And I have a 2004 SRT 10 convertible.
This is a really nice car. Is this your first Viper?
No, this is actually my third Viper.
Okay, this is really nice. Now you're saying this is a special edition. It looks like you've done some aftermarket stuff to the car. Tell us about some of the stuff you've done to it.
Okay, first of all, it's a special edition. It's a 2004. They only made the white that one particular year, and they only made a run of 200 of them. This particular car is 192 out of 200. I've changed the gears in it. I put 355 gears in it. I changed the suspension on it and put Moton suspension, which controls the height of the car, the dampening, and just gives the car a lot better control, especially if you want to autocross the car.
I'm seeing a lot of chrome and a lot of aftermarket accessories. Is all that original?
No, it's not original. Actually, the carbon fiber was it's all aftermarket. I had it ordered myself. And the intake was done by a guy up in New York, and I had that chromed and powder coated, and did some red hoses and just some minor odds and ends. The red trim on the inside, that's part of this package, right? Yes, that's part of the Mamba package. It comes in all the Mambas. It's red and black package, and it's pretty unique. Yeah, 2003 is when the Generation 3 car came out, basically what the style of this car is. And they also upped the horsepower then. The first generation cars were 400 horsepower. They went to 450, and now this is 5. Yes, this is 5, and of course in 2008 they're going up to 600. So they're not wasting any time, but this is 500, and I really love the car.
Hey, Mike Claybos, Royersford, PA.
And tell us a little bit about your car.
1970 Buick Skylark, but it's not only Buick. It's a Heartbreaker fan out there. It's a small block Chevy, 350. Stuck a Chevy motor in there, a little cheaper, go a lot faster.
And what is a lot faster? How fast have you had it?
978, 136 mile per hour.
Nines is definitely fast.
For a heavy car, definitely. Had the car since high school.
Oh, okay. This is one of your first cars, if not your first car.
Yeah, had it 17 years now.
You did most of the work.
All the paint work, put all the detail work together on it. Yeah, most of the work.
You did the paint as well?
Yes.
The paint looks really nice. You do paint for a living?
Yep.
That explains it. This doesn't look like I did it in my garage with a roller and a brush.
Yeah.
Now this is very, very nice. Now you do paint for a living. You want to plug where you work?
Oh yeah, John Kennedy Ford.
John Kennedy Ford. Well, hey, this is a really nice car. You came over and said, let's put it on. We don't see too many of these, and you were absolutely correct. We don't see too many of these. Tell us a little bit about the car.
2005 Dodge Magnum. It's a 3.5 SXT. I've done pretty much everything to this car myself. It has the RK Sport Viper hood, both halves of the Bentley grille, set of JDM projector headlights, four-wheel air ride suspension, vertical hinge kit.
I see a lot's been done to the inside too. I mean, I see like the gauge pod over on the side.
3-gauge pod. It also has a classic rosewood interior kit. I put Predator pedals, Predator shifter in the car. It has a bit of a stereo. It's got a Pioneer flip-out screen. There are 6 screens in the car, 6 TV screens.
6 TV screens in the car. You can see the TV from almost anywhere.
Yeah, just about. This is just one hell of a midlife crisis is what this car is.
This is great. We were talking about the hood before we started, and it looks very reminiscent of what the new Viper hoods look.
Yes, sir, it sure does. It's the RK Sport Viper hood.
It's a great look. A popular modification to the cars that we've seen today has been the Lambo doors. Some people have told me they've been pretty difficult. Some people have been told me they weren't that bad. How about these?
No problem whatsoever. I have a kit for the rear door sitting on my living room floor. That'll be the next thing I put in the car.
You have all 4 and actually all 5 because the hatch goes up like that anyway.
Yes, sir, then I'm going to suicide the hood. The hood's going to open up off the back.
Oh, that's going to be even a lot more work.
Next time you see it, I'm hoping to have it done.
I hope you guys have enjoyed these as well as me. Don't forget, this is your opportunity to get your car on the TV show for the new season. And this show is going out to a lot bigger audience than what the old show used to. This is a big show now. I'm happy to be back doing it. I hope you guys are happy to be seeing me. It's Crazy for Cars TV. Our show's going to be at Abundant Life Church. It's a car show and craft show too. Remind you, the show's from 10 until 3. Trophies are at 2 o'clock. Registration starts around 9. Get there early if you want a spot in the shade. This is going to be a great new season. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to getting your car on the Crazy for Cars show. We'll see you again soon.